please welcome to the stage, Roy Magnuson.
Thank you. Good welcome to St. Paul and welcome to the Capitol. I am a teacher, a coach, a labor activist, and I'm one of you. In 2002 and 2003, I marched, I protested, I put a sign in my yard. I worked to pass anti-war resolutions in the labor movement. I met old friends, and like today, I made new friends. I also alternated between fury and despair, between raging and crying, as I watched the alternatives betrayed as you're either with us or you're against us, or there's no alternative in the real world to the use of force. There are alternatives, and as a history teacher, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind us that there have always been Americans who stood up to offer them. Eugene Debs, the socialist labor union leader, was arrested and imprisoned under the Sedition Acts in World War I for saying, "They have always taught and trained you to believe it's your patriotic duty to go to war and to have yourself slaughtered at their command. But in all the history of the world, you, the people, have never had a voice in declaring war, and strange as it certainly appears, no war by any nation in any age has ever been declared by the people."
I'm really happy to introduce to you our next speaker. The Twin Cities Anti-War Committee is a part of the Iraq Peace Action Coalition and a leader in the local anti-war and international solidarity movements. I'm proud to introduce my sister and my friend, Anti-War Committee member Jenny Eisert.
Thank you very much. My name is Jenny Eisert. I am an Anti-War Committee member. We are here today and in years past to say no to the ongoing occupations and wars against the people of Iraq and Afghanistan. This year, however, we have particular circumstances that we are fighting here at home, and that is the repression of the anti-war international solidarity activists by the FBI. The anti-war movement needs to stop the repression by the FBI and put an end to the grand jury, for they are attacking us, you and me, people willing to stand up and speak out for what is right. Back in the beginning, the attacks on our friends, on the Anti-War Committee, on us, the people fighting for justice, is not going to end. It will not end with the 23 subpoenaed. It will not end until people start standing up, fighting back with our words, with our feet, with our fists in the air, bringing it back to the street. Just think, 8 years ago, we had thousands upon thousands in Minneapolis. Though we did not stop the war, it could definitely stop the repression against this movement. I will say this, can a nation be free if it oppresses its own people? Correct, the answer is no. Can a nation be free if it oppresses other nations? Correct, no. What do we do about this? We go to those countries, get educated by hearing personal stories, by seeing firsthand the atrocities that have happened. We protest in solidarity with the people of other countries, demanding an end to the pillaging of their countries, believing the right for people to defend their rights and their lives is what international solidarity means. When we see the uprisings in the Middle East, we as an anti-war movement don't see them as weak or as needing U.S. or its allies NATO to go in and take over by bombing or placing sanctions on their country. We see them as strong, as powerful, something that can show the people in the U.S. that they too can stand up and fight for their rights, as we have and do in Wisconsin. Self-determination is a strong point that needs to be made. It's wrong for anyone to say what is right and isn't right for another country's people. It is up to those people to say what is right and isn't, and make the steps, leaps and bounds to change it. We stand with the people of Libya and say no to U.S. and NATO forces going in. The people and people alone are the moral force in the making of world history. Sometimes history needs a push. The people of Iraq are under attack. What do we do?
All right, thank you, Jenny. And awesome. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce a member of the Coalition for People's Bailout and one of the leaders of the campaign to keep North High alive in Minneapolis. Please welcome Mel Reeves.
There's nothing wrong with defending yourself, but they're not defending themselves. So we have to tell the truth to folks. That is why we're here. Also, if you want to tell folks the truth, you have to tell people the truth because folks are confused. I mean, you know, we have a woman right here in Minnesota, Michelle Bachman. Every time she opens her mouth, I cringe. I mean, not only is she backwards, she never tells the truth. The president has said to us that they're going into Libya. They're going to create a no-fly zone, which really means they're going to bomb some stuff. And they're going to go into Libya because they want to save lives. Well, that had me scratching my head. Because last when I looked at the news, I saw they were killing people in Yemen. I noticed that Saudi Arabia invaded Bahrain. I saw people dying in Sudan, right? The government went after folks in Egypt for a minute. Well, I didn't see them shedding any crocodile tears then. So it makes me wonder, whose lives what's he talking about? Maybe realize that he's not telling the truth. And so we have to help people understand that when they're saying things, that's not always true. Because if they wanted to save lives, they would start right here, right? If he was interested in the quality of people's lives, we wouldn't go home today and come back in this Capitol and find somebody sleeping on the street, right? If they wanted to improve people's lives, he wouldn't have cut off people's emergency weather assistance, energy assistance this past year. If they really wanted to improve folks' lives, right? If they wanted to improve folks' lives, they wouldn't be talking about cutting off my grandmother's Social Security and trying to privatize it. So what they're really interested in doing is privatizing Libya's oil. Okay? I only got another 30 seconds, but I want to remind you of something. You know, people keep talking about, we got to stop, we got to tell things, say things as they are. We got to tell the truth, folks. People keep talking about what we're doing, what our government's doing, what we do. Folks, if it was us, we wouldn't be there. You wouldn't drop bombs on anybody, would you? You wouldn't cut old ladies off Social Security, would you? No. You would educate all children, wouldn't you? No. You wouldn't let people sleep on the street at night when there are all kind of houses and homes people can live in, would you? No. Not. You wouldn't make kids go broke trying to get an education, would you do that? No. Of course not. So it's not our government. It's their government. It's the government. We have to make it our government, right? It's our role to make it our government. So we have to tell the truth. This is their government, but our job is to make it our government. So we want to keep coming back here, doing this over and over again. Peace.